So yeah, today's Thursday, we're open Monday, so let's eat. Fisherman in Alvor, Sunday night. Here's herself, looking fucking fantastic. The restaurants are full.
Navigator.
Huh?
The Navigator up there. Let's go there.
The Navigator? We are. We're down at Keith's place called The Parlour. He's banging, he's got all new furniture, and the fucking place looks amazing. People's around. There's the man himself. He's getting my Porsche.
Patrick, surprise, surprise, we got your dog for your birthday! I know how you're going to get him home, Benny. Benny's thinking, I'm not ready. How long feeling lovely? When the rain is waiting for. Are you ready? Here we go. Every lonely city. Here I am, my head. It is half as pretty. Here we go, so that's where my baby's at. Is this the way we ride along? Every night I along. Dreaming dreams of land, origins and love. And you leave a waste for me. Here we go, so what? Sha-la-la-la-la-la-la. 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 It's people leave a waste for me. I used to live in Clapham. I only left 7 years. What part of West London? I know Shepherd's Bush well. Jesus Christ, before I was born, my mother was riding over there. Come on in. Are you well? That's it now, you timed it very well. London! It's lovely to have, I love London, by the way. London. We lived in London for years. And myself and my wife and my daughter, we only left. Me and the Queen. And we only left just over 7 years ago. Hang on, let me get back to these bad singles out here for a minute, hang on. Are you ready? Cheer up, sleepy Jean. Here we go now.
Oh, what can it mean?
Oh, that's better. Hey, Jean, believer and I.
Again, I assume.
Lovely. Here we go.
Carpet burn. Show me your knees. Carpet burn. Fuck off.
I like the two of you. Have you any room? What size room have you got? Sweet Caroline. Whoa, oh, oh. Did I never seem so good? Oh, yeah. It's time to join every ringing for the sweet Maria. And the boy is coming to see her just beyond the highway. There's an open place. Oh, I'm getting that feeling next to you. Do you know that feeling? What's that feeling again? Horny. To the wind and rain. Is this the way to Amarillo? London weeping like a willow. Dreaming dreams of Amarillo. And sweet Maria waits for me. Here we go, so come on. Sha-la-la-la-la-la-la-la. Sha-la-la-la-la. I told them well. Sha-la-la-la-la. And sweet Maria waits for me. But where's Flora? Sha-la-la-la-la-la-la-la. Sha-la-la-la-la-la-la-la. Sha-la-la-la-la. Jesus, you're fucking lost without me.
If we do go sailing for the winter, just to be reassured, the Irish Rover will still be open. We have great staff up there, and they'll keep the ship sailing, so to speak, until we return. So the search begins. I suppose everybody starts off like this probably. This is Yacht World on the internet, and it's literally just one of loads of different sites that show loads of different boats. In fact, many of the sites cross over. You will find the same boats on different sites. So it's a matter of figuring out what you're looking for. In our case, we're looking for a sailboat. So you put that in first. We won't be buying a new boat because they're so expensive. So yeah, you narrow it down to cost, you narrow it down to the size of boat you want, the kind of facilities on the boat you need, and so on. I got a bit of advice once from an old sailor. He told me when you're buying a boat, you should buy the smallest boat that'll do you. So if you're like me and Jar were just a couple, we don't really want anything smaller than a 40 foot. We had a 30 foot before and it just wasn't adequate. It had only one bedroom, very tight dining area, and it didn't have any facilities really for having there was no table outside where you could eat, whereas the boats we're looking at now, they would have all that. You'd have an outside table so as you can dine out. You'd have a nice big lounge area, put a TV in it, and a couple of bedrooms so as that if you've got guests, a couple of heads again, so that you're not all sharing at one time. But you must remember that the bigger the boat, the more it's going to cost you per foot, is the way they charge it if you go into a marina. That all adds up. Any kind of maintenance, generally speaking, it's going to be more expensive the bigger it is. The bigger engines are more expensive to maintain. Even something simple like painting the bottom of the boat, which you have to do every other year or so. It's more labour, and it's more cost intensive. Everything. Change a sail, they charge those things by square foot, and on it goes. Okay, so the boat search continues. What I found as I scroll through the internet looking at yachts is that the first thing you need to find out is how much money you have to spend, obviously. It's a budget thing. Generally speaking, the cost of the yacht is mostly related to the year it was built and the size of the yacht. And this isn't always a good track to run on. Some of the older boats, if they've been cared for, if they haven't been in charter, if they've been updated regularly. With a boat, you can buy a boat and you can kind of keep it up to date forever. If you mind it, keep upgrading the systems on it, look after your sails, change your sails every 5 to 10 years or so, get the standing rigging done, keep the engine regularly serviced. Some of the older boats can be just as good, if not better, than the newer boats. Especially the newer ones that have been in charter for a few years. They get a lot of use. The other side to that, of course, is the charter boats, generally speaking, if they're up and running and being chartered, they are in perfect condition. Because they have to be. People are hiring them to go on their holidays a week, 2 weeks in the summer. They want to be damn sure that the thing isn't going to let them down in the middle of it. So the engines to be properly serviced. Generally speaking, the sails are in good condition. They would have sun awnings and biminis, spray hoods. All of that would be in place. They almost universally would have electric windlass for the anchor, so there's no haul and anchor up or anything like that. To go over a certain size boat as well, the facilities obviously improve. You'll see a lot of older boats, and people can be very snobby about the boat models. They love their older models and the classic lines and designs. But when you get into them, they're smelly fuckers. They've got small bedrooms, bunks. They're just not laid out nice. Whereas the newer ones, the mass production boats, they've got more volume inside. Nice, beautiful saloons, lounges, couches, nice little fitted kitchens, and usually 2 or 3 bedrooms, 3 or 4 bedrooms, laid out nicely with ensuite heads available to them, nice little chart tables. And these boats are built for people on holidays, people travelling maybe for a few months, down in the Mediterranean, down in the Caribbean. So what you're doing is island hopping, or you're going from one bay to the next. You're not making long passages. You can make long passages in these boats. You check your weather. You make sure you're not going out in any big storms or anything like that, so far as you can judge that. And they're fine for it. But a lot of the seagoing boats, they're built differently. They mightn't be as comfortable, but they will be very sea friendly, very comfortable in a big sea if you're sailing long distances. Again, I think what we're looking for is more like a holiday boat. For myself and Jared and Benny, we intend to be island hopping, bay hopping, nice easy life. We might cross the pond at some stage, you never know. Who knows? This will be our 4th boat. Our boating career began long time ago. We bought a little weekender on the Shannon in Ireland, a boat called the Ripple. It was a Viking 21. It was a cabin cruiser with a 10 horsepower engine, and we used to putter around the place on the weekends and that. You could sleep on it. It had a little dining area. It had a heads, but it was small. Cheap and cheerful. I think at the time I paid something like €4,000 or something like that for it, and I sold it like 5 years later for €4,000. There is a kind of a limit in value that they can run to. They don't go below anything else, and as long as you maintain the boat, you know. Sometimes in actual fact old boats improve in value, obviously, if you put new sails on it or change the engine or something like that. Our second boat was a motorboat. It was a little 4-seater thing. For all intents and purposes, it was a car on the water. Big, it had a 75 horse engine, so it used to go like the clappers. It was a Sabre, red leather seats. You know, it was like a Capri on the water. Very nice. Again, we used to haul that around the place, the beaches, go on weekends for it. After that, the bug was in, I suppose. I did a few sailing courses in Cork and Kinsale, and did my competent crew. Geraldine did her competent crew, and then I did my day skipper after on a separate course, which gave me my ICC license, which allows me to charter boats. So then, every couple of years, really, like we'd charter a boat. We were numerous places, weekends, short weeks mostly, and then a couple of years ago, we went to Phuket, and we chartered Lagoon 42, catamaran, absolutely superb. Catamarans, people say, it's not really sailing, they don't sail as well as bollocks. They sail fantastically. It's like having an apartment on the water. You have all the comforts, and they do sail. They do sail. Last year we had in the Caribbean, we had a Lagoon 380, and that thing was faster than any monohull I've ever been on. She got from A to B, no problem. She wasn't skittish. She was fine. And again, we were just island hopping. Yeah, it's a fantastic boat. The problem with catamarans, of course, is that they're extremely expensive. You are talking about twice the volume of a normal boat, so they're basically twice the price. You'd get a monohull in good condition, year 2000 to 2005. You'll get a 45 footer for 70 grand, 80 grand, and the cat will be at least twice that. But you get what you get. Good morning, Thailand. It's our first morning on the boat. Just woke up on a rock all night. Great sleep. Some neighbours over there anchored for the night. Magnificent. James Bond Island. The lounge. Those map things, I don't know what that's for.